Alrighty, well, I finished with the soldering for the evening, so time for some less serious stuff. I'm going to talk about tubes, since this is a tube amp. So the first tube I want to talk about is this one here. It's a nice red ale from Nail over in Bassendean. Awesome monster. That'll help this talk go along nicely. This little jobby here, though, this is a 6SC7. This is the preamp tube that was in the Vee-Front Super that I built originally. It's a twin triode. Muse about 60, draws a couple of milliamps on the plates. So, you know, as you can see, metal envelope. I thought it was a pretty good sounding thing. Nice, warm sounding, clean, really good. Here's a slightly more modern one. You can see the block RCA logo there. Yeah, a nice sounding animal, but microphonic as buggery. I went through a whole lot of them to try to find three that were okay, and even then they were, you know, a bit iffy. So as I said earlier, I'm not that sad to see the back of them. Gone for 6 SL7s. This thing here, this is the Soltec, the mighty Soltec. It's, as you can see, it's an old Soviet era valve, I reckon. It's got the Soltec, you know, the reflector logo on it there. It's got a whole lot of Cyrillic writing on it too. I suspect that this, like a whole lot of other Soltec tubes, is actually not a 6SL7 as such. I reckon it's probably some Soviet, you know, rough equivalent, and some marketing dude somewhere has said, yeah, that'll do. It's, you know, it's a triode, twin triode, oh, close enough for rock and roll. We'll flog it off to those silly bloody hi-fi and guitar heads as a 6SL7. They'll never know the difference. I think that's probably the reason that some of these Russian and Chinese tubes have a less than stellar reputation, because it's if it's not really a 6SL7 and you stick it in a socket that's meant to have a 6SL7, things are unlikely to go perfectly. Anyway, I'm going to use that as my test tube, you know, when I'm firing this thing up for the first time. This thing is the JJ's version of the same valve from sunny Slovakia. Oh, flash packaging. Awesome. It's heavier straight away. The glass feels thicker. Really different plate structure. In fact, it looks almost exactly like a beefed up long plate 12AX7, which I suppose, as far as the technology is concerned, isn't all that unlikely. They're already making ECC 83, so why wouldn't they just use the same layout? Yeah, really different micas, you know, the classic sort of star pattern going there, and it's a beefier thing physically. They've got a pretty good reputation, so let's hope that that they live up to that reputation. We shall see. There's some waffle going around that, you know, these octal preamp tubes don't do distortion that well in guitar amps. I'm skeptical. I reckon as an electric guitarist, it's my duty to mangle the signal any way I possibly can. And I shall make a valiant attempt. So, the JJ's.